What's up, YouTube? It's your main man, ABD Hero, back again with another video. Bro, I appreciate that, man. Somebody already done jumped in on the like button, man. We just got started, 7 seconds in. As y'all come in, man, continue to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. So as you see in the title, yesterday, I woke up, and you know how it is. Folks be on the, I had to check the analytics and the YouTube and all that stuff. I don't even know if my legs work yet. I'm just in the bed, you know what I'm saying, checking my stuff. So I see your boy Charlemagne has issued himself, I appreciate that, man. Night and day victory lane, appreciate it. I appreciate, so Charlemagne has issued himself Donkey of the Day and also did a whole apology on the Breakfast Club. Now, in most cases, to me, I'm thinking, okay, this is dope. This is dope because a lot of times folks, what do they always say? Keep that same energy, right? So if you can go on your big platform and talk about somebody, then you got to be able to go back on that same big platform and clear the air, right? And a lot of times, what does it say? The rumor is much louder than the truth. So when I seen Charlamagne yesterday go on, give himself the Donkey of the Day, which is a big deal for him to give it to himself, and then apologize, I'm like, all right, bro, that's what I was talking, that's what I wanted to see, bro. Appreciate y'all hitting that like button as you come in. That's what I want to see. I appreciate that. That's what it looks like, right? And so go through, I feel like it was a good apology. Obviously, you can't please a lot of people, and folks are like, oh, you just apologizing because, you know, he's putting that pressure on you and you're trying to get it stopped, which is probably true. But I do believe that, like, that's one of the biggest things that I believe Kwame Brown has done as far as changing the landscape of media and how they critique players moving forward, right? There's not going to be a lot of media personalities when they start talking about who a bust and who going to just throw Kwame Brown name in there. They not going to want to do that. Folks don't want them problems. It's just granola bars in my throat. Folks don't want them problems, right? Charlemagne was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get in here, I'm going to joke, defend my guys. And he was like, oh, you know what? I don't want them problems. Stirred up a whole lot of drama, right? So a lot of people champion that. So I believe that the landscape of how people start talking about athletes will change, right? There's a video, and I kind of want to do like a specific reaction to it, but it's even Jalen Rose is talking about some of the issues that he has had in the past with media personalities and how they critique and talk about athletes and give them labels, right? You've seen this with obviously with Kwame Brown and him being a bust. You seen that with Kwame Brown being a bust. You seen the beef between that JaVale McGee had with Shaq for a while, being labeled whatever that thing is that Shaq does, Shaq and the Fool, and everybody just thought JaVale McGee was the dumbest guy in the whole planet, based off of them Shaq and the Fool clips and just that label. So you see how these labels affect folks not just on the basketball court but in their personal lives. So I think that there will have to be a shift. Especially, I seen a video where Kwame Brown's like, anytime you see some media person talking bad on an athlete or whatever, send me their stuff because I'm on their neck, right? So, label cost him, yeah, exactly. The label cost your boy JaVale McGee a ton of money, just because folks was like, yo, he can't play, you know what I mean? So you see that it impacts the wallet, right? It impacts how people eat, impacts their family, right? It's like Kwame said, he got that big old house. Could have had a big old house, you know what I'm saying? So we see that. Jalen Rose had a clip when he talked about that stuff, and so I think that will begin to change, right? A little bit, because folks are now seeing that this dude Kwame not just gonna respond to you and like and just talk shop with you. He gonna go in on you, right? He gonna call you Becky with the good hair for damn near 14 days in a row and really going. So it's gonna change the landscape. So back to this thing. So I watched that, and like many people throughout the day yesterday, I was checking back in to see when your boy Kwame was going to address that, right? Because obviously, you know, I think he went live a bunch of different times or whatever. So I was waiting on that. So last night he dropped a video where he addressed the Charlemagne, the God apology situation. And he basically was like, he don't deserve the apology, right? And so I was interested in his take on it, because it is his critique of Charlemagne the God, and the thing that he kind of was pounding him for and roasting for seemed to be something that was deeper than just basketball, right? It's these allegations. So it's like, who are you then if he apologizes and then you drop the whole thing of what that is very, very crucial topic, very sensitive topic, and you was championing it and championing it and championing it, and then all of a sudden he apologized and you're like, all right, bro, now you can go back to being and living the life that you were living or whatever, and I'll forget about your transgressions. So I was trying to see how he was going to play that, right? Because in most cases, I look at him talk about Steven Jackson. Like, Steven Jackson, all you gotta do is apologize to me, bro. You ain't really invite me to your private parts. You didn't do these things. You didn't do that. So if you apologize, it's squash. Matt Barnes is a little bit deeper. Such and such is deeper. Such and such, all you gotta do is apologize. Gilbert Arenas apologized. It was over. But it's a bit different when you start talking about somebody being, Stephen A. Smith next going on the couch. All of that stuff. So it's a bit different when you look at him talking about somebody who is being labeled like a violator, right? So I was interested to see that. And he opened up this rant talking about, like, he doesn't deserve the apology. This other person deserves the apology, right? So right away he addressed that elephant in the room that I was trying to see if he would address. Now, where I felt like it was a bit more interesting, it made me think, like, damn, I don't know now. Like, he should have apologized before the cease and desist. Pick up the phone, call him, man, such and such. Here's what I'll say. I can agree that for most people, you should apologize before you sent the cease and desist and all of that stuff. I think, though, like, the cease and desist ended up being a bad look, all in general, right? That hindsight 2020, probably he thinking the same thing. Damn, I should have just got on the next day and apologized. I think that what traditional media thinks, though, that they can do in most cases is just drown you out. It's the same thing when it first jumped off. Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson just basically said to him, bro, we're not finna give you a platform. We're not finna let you shine. We're not finna boost you up. So they feel like all we got to do is, I send you a cease and desist. It'll shut you up. You won't be able to talk about me no more. And it'll die right there. They did not realize that he would just twist it and then flip it and then go even harder on them. So then he had to do that, right? And what I will say is, and one of the things that I have learned about the media and people in the limelight and doing all this stuff is that they are very strategic in the way that they talk about things, right? So when you listen to Charlamagne and his apology, talk about why he's apologizing, he's not just apologizing because I disrespected Kwame. I said some things that triggered him and put out information that really bothered him. He took it the route of, yo, I'm apologizing because people in Monk's Corner, where I'm from, were hurt by it, and all of these other people. And then he started dropping these names. I talked to this person and this person, and it was just bigger than my beef with him. It was a whole lot of stuff, right? So I feel like that was his intentional, like, language and words to say, like, it wasn't just about Kwame. So in him, that's what, like, alleviated the difference between the cease and desist and all of that stuff. Yeah, I sent him a cease and desist because I wanted him to stop. But what I also wanted, why I'm really apologizing, is because the people who I hurt and the trauma that I awoke in my own city and all of this stuff. And I don't want to do this, and I don't want to beef with that black man because it's then hurting the city. So it was a whole lot of stuff. But what I thought was interesting is, is, and it's always like the details, right? Is in when Kwame's talking about another reason why he's not accepting this apology is because in his apology he just gave out more information. So he firstly called him William Brown, and then in the apology he called him Bill Brown, which was just basically like a he like doxing him again, like, ooh, I told you to look up the paperwork on Will Brown, but now the street dude, Bill Brown. So it's just more information for folks to go through, and really putting out his whole dad's and family information. So to me, I understood at that point why he was like, I'm not apologizing, right? I will say this, that it also hurts Kwame in this situation to accept an apology, because a lot of the content and the bravado is about going at these people. So it's like, if all you got to do is now say, I'm sorry, man, and then I'm never going to talk about you no more, eventually, shit, it ain't going to be nobody to talk about. So I think that that's also plays a part in it as well, which makes a lot of sense. But I think it's an interesting case, and I am extremely interested to see how this plays out, because then after that stream ended, Kwame came back with another small video like, should I go on the Breakfast Club? Should I confront these people face to face, and should I talk to them? And which to me, I feel like he was saying that to himself to maybe throw that invite out there. But I already know that DJ Envy is way too sensitive, way too like get in his feelings too much. And he been going in on DJ Envy and his wife and everybody. He is never gonna have Kwame Brown. Angelique never gonna let him come up to the radio station and tap in. I appreciate y'all hitting that like button as you join. So that's not gonna happen. I would love to see though a conversation between, I guess, Charlemagne and Kwame Brown. Kwame also teased the ideal of maybe interviewing the young lady who accused Charlemagne of his transgressions. And she's been interviewed before, and I do believe that folks like that, you know what I mean, in those situations need a voice and should get a platform and the opportunity to speak their piece. However, I feel like sometimes shit just is go below the belt, you know what I'm saying? And to me that seemed like a lot below the belt. I think that's what Charlamagne said, is that he went low on Kwame and saying that stuff about him, but he didn't realize that Kwame was then finna take him to the floor and really get deep with him. So I don't know. It's an interesting stuff, man. I want to hear from you all in the comment section below. Do you feel like he should accept this apology? Would you like to see Kwame Brown go on to the Breakfast Club and debate Charlemagne and talk to DJ Envy? Would you like to see him go on the All the Smoke podcast? How would you prefer that they come to his platform and see that set up? I see a lot of people begging Kwame to start a podcast or something, and I really don't even think he needs to do it. He damn near got his own podcast set up anyway, where he can just live stream and talk that talk and then do that. So once you build that type of platform, there's no need to then go and do that other stuff. But I mean, shoot, the dude damn near, like I told y'all the other day, when I seen him, he was at like 30,000 subs, and he just recently hit over 200,000 in the past week or so. So the dude is blowing up, but in a big way. And I think that and I even see in his tone and his like words that he's using, trying to tone it down just a little bit and be a little bit more palatable for traditional media folk or whatnot, and maybe prove that he can come on somebody's thing and not cuss folks out and tell them all of this. But so it's interesting. I want to see where this goes. I appreciate the way that he is changing traditional media. And I believe that traditional media after this has no choice but to operate differently, because he also is giving a blueprint to athletes who are coming up that if you feel disrespected, the best thing for you to do is just go hard. Dig up the dirt. You see when Jalen Rose went on Skip and was like, yo, you 2 points a game. You sucked. You were trash. pulling up people receipts and history. Folks get up out of here once you start doing that to them. So it's interesting. It's interesting. I'm finna get up out of here, finna tap in. But it's your main man, AB the Hero, man. Let me know what y'all think. We finna get out. Peace.